This is my review on Schumacher's Batman Forever. This movie is a ton of fun. Everybody gets a good job. And this one does have an equally fair share, like Batman Returns, where does a good job objectifying women and sexualizing them for pop culture's sake. I guess something like that, whatever. And that's what makes the movie fun for me. All that stuff. All of the clever, all the stupid stuff, all the pointless shit, everything. It is a masterpiece of madness. I give it a 10 out of 10. Well, that's great. Now let's talk about the story. So the plot of the Batman Forever is okay, so before I go into talk about the story, a little problem is Mike Keaton was going to play Batman, but he dropped off the project due to this direction that he didn't like where Schumacher was going with the tone of this movie. So that's where Val Kilmer came in. And that's it. So Val Kilmer is now Mike Keaton's Batman now. Roll with it. Then that's going to happen again, where George Clooney is now Mike Keaton's Batman. That went to Val Kilmer with Batman and Robin. It's kind of confusing when you think about it, though. So, trying to think too hard about that problem era. I gotta say, I do like the Batman costume he wears majority of the movie. Not as I do like it a lot, but not as much as the Robin costume that Robin gets in the movie in the third act before the climax takes place. And I gotta admit, Robin actually has the best suit in this movie. He does. He really does. You know, he has the best combat colors and also looks more, well, like armor or rubber. It looks like it's made out of nicer material than what he was made wearing in the Adam West era before then, with the 40s era Robins. As in, there was two of them in the 40s era that played him. So anyway, yeah, this is definitely the best Robins have looked to this day, sadly, I think. At least in live action on the big screen, unless you count the Titan series, he looks a lot better there in the Titan series than he did in these movies, and was, well, more betrayed, written-wise, and better acted. Not saying Chris O'Donnell does a bad job. He does a fantabulous job what he's given with. But I think he could have, done better, I guess. I don't know, it's just that's Dick Grayson's Robin. I'm used to Dick Grayson I'm still used to seeing Dick Grayson behaving how he acts in the comics, not like how he acts in the Batman the Animated Series or in this movie. You know, instead of acting like let's say instead of acting less like a rebel like Jason Todd and more like, well, Dick Grayson, the Boy Wonder, and less like Jason Todd, the Boy Wonder. That's my problem with these Schumacher movies as Robin, and also the Conroy era as Robin for Dick Grayson Robins. Is that they don't feel like Dick Grayson, they feel like a knockoff version of Jason Todd. Because here's the thing, Jason Todd is supposed to be rebellious and an annoying shithead to Batman. And disrespectful asshole. and not supposed to come across as your traditional hero, but more like a rebel shithead that likes to fight. This so happens to be a hero. That's who Jason Todd is. Dick Grayson, Robin in the comics, polar opposite of Jason. As in, he does come across as a legit hero, wanting to do the right thing, and wanting to be good, and wanting to do the right things, and always do the right do everything. So it's a little out of character in this movie, and even the animated series was Batman, which that Cameron Conroy did and Mark Hamill did, where, you know, he's acting more, it's weird, it's always comes across as weird, but entertaining and awkward at the same time. Whenever you see Jason, instead of Jason Todd acting like Jason Todd, you see Tim Drake acting like he's Jason Todd, like acting like he's hot shit, when it does not work. It just comes across as weird and awkward. But when Jason's doing it, it's like, you know, you're like, doesn't bother you, but you know that's who he is. I think that's enough said. Well, that's my problem with Robin. Now this is my problem with the other characters, like for example, Harvey Dent and Two-Face, also known as Harvey Dent Two-Face, also known as Harvey Dent, also known as Two-Face. I will say this movie does a good job at making sure that Harvey Dent has a split persona, a double identity. A split identity of it. And I like how the problem is, instead of him, Two-Face split identity acts more like the Joker than Two-Face, or like the Batman character that's from DC Comics. I forget what his name is. Like, he has green wild hair, and he kind of looks like a crazy person, acts like one, and he has orange-ish skin, and dressed with fur on his. He was in Batman the Animated Series, also Batman the Brave and the Bold series, made appearance in that. I forget what his name is. The point is, Two-Face is not acting like Two-Face. Now, Harvey Dent is perfectly serviceable and fine and bland, but that's Harvey Dent. He's supposed to be bland. Two-Face, Two-Face is a fucking mess. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do with this cat. Sometimes he acts like Two-Face, like when first introduces himself, when he's like monologuing, which is a villain monologue, so he has this guy tied up, and then he goes overdoing it with being evil by laughing maniacally for some reason, smiling, and for some reason, Two-Face's design doesn't look right. I don't know. Even as a kid, I thought that design looked a little silly to me. It looks like someone splattered paint on the guy's face. It didn't look like a burn. It looked more like someone spray painted, red paint on the guy's face. It looks sillier than what Two-Face looked like in Batman the Animated Series, when the half of Two-Face's skin was blue after dipping in acid. His whole body. But only half of his face got burnt. And half of his body. Makes you wonder if Two-Face still has a dick. Or balls. Like, does he still have those, and how is he able to function? Was that one? Makes you wonder, I guess. Because think about it, if you get your, it's like, I mean, half of his body is burned, so it's probably maybe he has half of it, but not the other half. Why am I wondering this? Anyway. Also, I guess it was kind of weird how Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones had this weird, awkward bro-man relationship that comes across as gay couples come across in movies. Specifically ones that were made in this time period, 1995, I believe. So, that's weird, I guess. But again, the whole film is weird, huh? The whole franchise is, I guess, huh? That's why I give Batman Forever 10 out of 10 all around. Subscribe, like this video, and goodbye.